And the first thing I did was drop my controller immediately as soon as I did that. Alright. Alright. Just waiting until you let you know it's that time. So I'll go and get started with an introduction and everything, so it'll be all good. Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 73 of Shoot the Breeze, the first interview of 2022 on hand. Pretty much a chill time and all-around fun time for you and me. I am your host, HeavyDivider. Alongside me here tonight is, well, they are a Twitch streamer, they're a content creator, they are pretty much the master of their craftsmanship, it being in song and dance, as well as I would feel like...
And I also dropped my controller.
Yep, and lo and behold, they dropped their... They dropped... Yep, we have fun here. That's how we do things here. I know that feeling on hand here. So, my guest for tonight here is pretty much NeitherVR, but we call him Neither for short. Welcome on in.
Hello.
Hello. It's a pleasure to have you here on hand. So, and also hope you're having a nice day too, even with how compact it is here and there. So.
I am eating spaghetti later. I am happy face.
There you go. That's the positives on hand here. So, let's get down to business with the first following question. How the hell did we meet?
I probably did something loud and obnoxious, and you were in earshot for it.
Funny enough, yeah, was. Believe it or not, I was actually roaming around a public great pub, which is exactly where we are, as a dapper Iron Man, and I couldn't help but basically come across you who was doing a charity event for, I believe, Neopet or so, because their house, one of their families, their house burned down, something along those lines. And
it was Fostrat, I believe.
Fostrat? Because you had a sign and everything with like the I believe it was the charity. I think it was like the not Patreon, PayPal or charity link on it or so. Because I remember.
I'll be real with you. I have so many charity signs. I forgot I had breast cancer. You don't forget about that. It's weird.
No, I got you. But that was our first encounter on hand there because I was just roaming around looking at stuff for the most part. Our second encounter was basically I was just hanging out with Chaotic and a few others. And you came around on hand here, and was basically, I believe you were just doing what you normally do on hand, just having fun singing away, and also, yeah, you really have a fun time with that plate space mover, because you just make it so smooth on hand to make it look like you just glide around with ease. So, but it was during that time, too. It was like in the, I can't remember the world for it. But it was the second time on hand there, and after that or so, I friended you that day, and we never got a chance to actually talk, or more so because we have different time schedules here and there. Plus, you've got a lot of things on your plate you're taking care of. I got a lot of things on my plate I'm taking care of. So it was like one of those things where we had a hard time doing all that. So.
Maybe if we stopped going to the buffet, where our plates would be empty.
True enough. True enough. That's a very good analogy on hand. True enough on hand there. So, let me go ahead and ask about your VR chat origins. What got you into VR chat?
Like what initially brought me in, or how did I first discover it?
Yep.
I guess that's the same thing.
Yep, same thing. Either one.
So the first footage I ever saw of VR chat was of this guy doing a voice about stop trying to drown the cats in the toilet or clogging it. Mm-hmm. And that was basically on it was just on a funny moments YouTube video. It wasn't VR chat specific. It was just there, and I wanted to learn more about it, and it kind of snowballed. I just kind of went from there. I really fell into the whole.
Yep, really fell in on hand. And with that, it became like this unique style on hand, because you gotta understand, with Lolthon, he had his memes, jump scares, and everything. With yours, it's basically like almost very, as I've actually described this on hand in the past, very Broadway-like, where it's for song, dance, interpretation, and also basically create like this interesting picture for the people to watch and just actually feel, just like, oh, just take it in, really. It was majestic on hand just to be able to see that, especially that one time, actually twice, since I mentioned meeting the second time on hand. But it was nice to have a look at and just see all that. So. Yeah,
I didn't want to do memes and stuff. The reason, how that, I'll just say call it Broadway. How I fell into that was I realize I have an insanely strong tolerance for motion sickness, and so like this apparently makes so many people puke just doing this, and then like adding movement to that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but that just it doesn't bother me at all. So I kind of just
Yeah. You just
well,
have
it
it.
was more so my controller broke, and then I kind of had to. I guess that might have helped a bit. So for a couple months, I couldn't use. You know how the Vive ones have that like trackpad?
Yep.
And how it like if it breaks even slightly, it just stops working correctly into struggle. So basically, this is even like before full body. I had to move around, and just,
Yeah. No, I feel
hard
you.
mode.
No, I feel you on hand. Especially just trying to work with what you got and then making the best of it, too, so. But it worked out in the end, you know? You were able to basically take that and just be able to do it in many different ways on hand, just be able to get it to go. So there's that for you.
And look where I'm at right now. I'm in stockings in front of a camera. I am living it up.
Yep. Living it up. Living it up on hand here. So let me ask about your hobbies on hand besides this game in general. Now, I put one down because I actually did see you do it on stream playing Nier Automata. The other ones I've kind of had to look at was you doing Dungeons and Dragons, soundboard, in which it was including the song and dance and stuff on hand. But besides that, I would ask, what are your hobbies on hand besides any of those in general, or do you have any different hobbies outside of like what you do in VR chat or stream in general?
I'm kind of 3D art is one. I kind of got at the beginning. Oh god, it's January. At the beginning of last year.
Mm-hmm.
I made the decision I was gonna get better at Blender, and I learned. I call it breaking out of VR chat bubble, because a lot of there's a bunch of Blender add-ons like cats specifically that really does 90% of the work for you, and it's really helpful. So there's this barrier, that bubble of when you're trying to learn Blender, but you're coming in from like that norm, like the VR chat norm. It's really hard to get out of that.
Mm-hmm.
And I did. And then it's now just 3D art in general. It's amazing.
Yeah, it is. It's
do you know food commercials aren't real?
No, I did not know. But they can.
French fry and at McDonald's is a Bitcoin, and you're wasting it.
Oh well, damn. How could I? Wouldn't that make us just basically walking Bitcoin banks then? If you just eat a bunch of French fries, you're basically just you're like full of Bitcoins. I think. I assume. I don't know.
I don't want to eat fast food anymore.
No, that's fine. That's perfectly
fine. And then
fine.
on the other part, the Dungeons and Dragons, it's more breeding from me roleplay. I dove into that,
mm-hmm.
and I loved it in VR because the movement lets me do a lot of things, and it's nice to have another application for this skill that's not dancing. Because I mean, yeah, I can walk, but like, so what?
Mm-hmm.
It's the same as this.
Yep.
Really, it depends on how you use it. And that's like the only other place I found where that's applicable. And I'm good at screaming, so trying like tabletop, gives me an outlet for that.
Yeah. If you think about it too, it also gives you a chance to kind of like open up and be able to do some different things, like especially with screaming or so. Usually it's the gateway towards like different like voice impressions, or just be able to not only be an outlet, but also just being able to try some like different creative stuff too. Like with voice-wise.
Did you just call screaming a gateway drug?
A gateway drug? No, I didn't call screaming a gateway drug.
You basically did.
I did?
I'm giving you credit.
Oh, I didn't know I did. Can you just imagine that? Just like a scenario, I was like, be right back, I gotta go hit up a scream, and then you just hear somebody just screaming out in the corner. It's like, up, he's hitting it hard.
I've literally done that.
Oh, you did? Well, damn. There you go. Good God. But no, I got you. I got you on hand. So, let me ask you this. What was the game that basically was your introduction into gaming in general? Like, growing up, what was kind of like your first introduction, like, in video gaming at all?
My childhood revolved around 2 games, because, like, basically they were at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Metal Gear Solid 1 and Kingdom Hearts 1.
I got you. I got you on hand. I was gonna say...
It was on the...
Mm-hmm. It was pretty much just on the...
Yeah, it was just...
Okay, sorry, didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
I mean, that was it. Nothing interesting
No.
else about that.
No.
Yeah, I got no jokes there. Yeah.
No, you're fine, you're fine. I was just about to ask you on hand, I'm guessing with Metal Gear, so was it just kind of like the Metal Gear Solid franchise when it first, like, on the PlayStation 1, or just kind of like... Because I know Kingdom Hearts was, like, came out, like, PlayStation 2 and everything.
Yeah, we got... Basically, it was... I know we got Metal Gear Solid first, and then, like, a PS2 shortly after. But I didn't play it that much. It's when they brought in the PS2, I was like, what's that? And then I remember spilling my milk, and I got yelled at. But, like, I wanted to try this cool box machine, and I was... I'm glad I did.
Hmm. There you go. It opened up the wonderfulest gates of different other games in general, too, and it just started out with just 2 simple ones on hand. So, there you have it. There you have it on hand. But, let me ask you... Okay, now, I'm going to get into some different kind of topics on hand here that I was going to ask you. And the topic I was going to ask you about is the VR chat scene. Now, in this current present, and in this current time of where we are right now with VR chat, what are your immediate thoughts about it in general?
About, like, the state of it,
the current climax.
The economy.
Yep, the current climax of it.
Diplomacy, the politicals.
Yep.
It's kind of hard for me to have input, because I don't... I'll say I haven't. I'm trying to more now. I haven't played VR chat as much. It feels basically the same to me, like, because I do, I'm on Twitter, I can see what people complain about. A lot of it's kids in public lobbies, and the same old, like, I hate to say it, but basic bitch streamer drama that's not really anything. And, like, once you can see a pattern when you play this for years, and it seems the same. It's getting bigger. I'm excited about the changes coming in, like the new, like, avatar dynamic systems. That could be fun.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, whatever the issue is now, it's going to be the same issue next year, but with a different flavor.
Yeah.
Because that's what this is to last year.
Yeah, pretty much. It's kind of like, it's the same thing, it's just got, like, a different coat of paint on top of it. So... over time.
Local minority with a different accent each year.
Yep, pretty much that too. Different accent on hand, At first, it's just kind of like, it starts speaking French, and then out of nowhere, it's now speaking, Russian, It keeps going and going, just like different things.
I can't wait till it gets to Australia. They do not hold back on curse words.
No, they do not. Especially when you go further out in the country. They do not. They don't. So, let me ask you about the RP scene. Now, I know for a fact you used to be, I believe you're still part of it, but which is being transferred over. Being part of Callus Row, that's now being transferred over to Neon Divide and everything on hand. I don't know if you're part of any other RPs in general, but I was going to ask, for your whole RP experience on hand, what is that like for you?
It's... To put it short, it's amazing.
It's amazing?
And, it's really hard to... Callus Row. Like, those 4 hours each Friday, when I can... Like, when everyone's, in character and everything's working, and we're all just doing our thing, and I can walk up to someone, look them in the eye, we can interact, and it's a really addicting, awesome, just amazing experience. You can actually fall into another world.
Mhm.
And admittedly, it's, I can walk, so it's easier for me. But there's nothing else like it.
Pretty much just taking everything in, feeling like you're very much part of the entire story, especially even when you're able to walk around or just kind of like be like very interactive on hand. Just be able to see everything and just take in like just take in everything on hand.
No, it's not feeling part of it. Is you are part of it. You're there, and that's not it. That's not just it. It's that there's somebody else next to you, and they're in the same boat. Man, it's a fucking kick-ass boat. Let me tell you.
Oh yeah, it definitely is. I'm still feeling that experience on hand, where like be it RPs with my friends or being like an NPC, kind of like a trial NPC for Fracture Thrones in my free time. So it's nice, really. Just different experiences, but overall same boat and just riding those waves of many different things. So, but let me ask you this. It's about being a streamer / charity streamer. Now, there could be two different things for that, depending on exactly what you feel like you can do that day or what you have up and coming, no matter what it is or so. But I was going to ask, the whole experience on him for when you started streaming in general, what, from taking that first day to where we are now, what has that whole experience been like for you on your side?
Well, my start was a lot different than most. I kind of, I didn't one day get OBS, and I didn't grind for it. It was all just kind of thrown on me one day, and it like an avalanche. I did a funny thing. It got clips, and to put it into perspective, like before the before stream, I used to play VR chat on dial-up with the Wi-Fi USB thing to connect. I used to have to, when I load into a lobby, just take my headset off, because it would usually take about 40 minutes to load into the map. Then I would go hide in the corner and just wait for my friends' avatars to load. And when I first got VR, I was so ham on playing, and I started playing some had to upload avatars, go to DeviantArt, get it, bring it in, and as time went on, I did a funny thing that got clipped, and I made a PayPal sign as a joke, and I still remember the person whose name. I did a funny joke. It was I wouldn't call it a dance compared to now, because I cringe at my former stuff. But he just sent me $200 out of nowhere, and stuff like that kept happening to the point where I was able to move out of my grandparents' house, which is the dial-up area, into my own house with a roommate, and I wanted to channel that, people giving me random large amounts of money towards charity, because that's what I wanted to do, so I did it. Not a lot of thought behind it, just kind of impulse. Lived like that for a while. It was fun. A lot of soda. And coming here to today, I'm in my own home and in an amazing life situation. This was all just kind of thrown at me, and I did my best with it.
No, I feel you. Especially when it just happens automatically, like you least expect it, and it's just kind of like an automatic push all the way up, and it's just trying to piece it together a little by little here on how you can just handle it. So it's just kind of like, it's like anxiety a little bit, especially when it just suddenly just happens to you when you least expect it, You're caught off unprepared.
I was not ready for, half of this shit that doing this stuff does. There's obviously the good parts about it. Everything I was gonna say about it is obvious, but where it's, but the anxiety, like you mentioned, numbers are a fucking trap,
Yeah, it is.
and just the way people change around you or treat you different. Or, like once a popular person, there's like a, and then like there's a shift, and then there's all these other little subtle things which you can't really prepare for. And I didn't. This was all thrust on me, so go with the bad.
No, I feel you. I feel you on hand. Well, put it this way. Put it this way. Especially where you are now or so, even if you're balancing out a lot of things, be it IRL with stream or so, put it this way. You can easily look at it as, you've come a long way and you're still growing in your own way now. It's not thrust upon you. You're able to basically just kind of like forge it and just make a foundation for yourself just so you can build up anywhere you want to go. Anywhere you want to go now. So, that's key. That is very key. So, let me ask you this. Now, from all the things that have happened on hand that we talked about a little bit, especially, even if you think it's a little bit of cringe for you to dance and everything on hand, you were willing to go ahead and go out your way just to do that, to help another person, or just be able to go out there to entertain people in your own way or so, be it through chat or be it like all around you or so. But I want to ask you, what is the motivation that keeps you going? What inspires you to do the things you enjoy doing?
Because how else will I know who I am if I don't do what I do?
Pretty much just be yourself. Okay, that's fair.
So I know it's kind of a simple answer, but if you don't let yourself be yourself, then you can't find yourself. And I'm really hard to find. I'm super skinny.
I know the feeling, so am I. I know that feeling.
Bruh. Brava.
Brava. No, I know that feeling on hand. But yeah, just be yourself. I mean, put it this way, there's only one person in this world you can ever be, and that's just basically be yourself, because that person is one of a kind. There's nobody out there like that person, which makes you being yourself always special. Same thing with anybody else on hand, no matter who it is. Being yourself is always special. And it's one of a kind too. So, but I got a couple different topics on hand here I was going to ask you. That being the VR chat current present on hand. Now, I talked about the VR chat scene, but let's talk about the current present now. From when you first started the game, when you first started on that day to where we are here and now, what are some of the things you're glad that have been changed over the course of time in VR chat to some of the things you wish had stayed the same within VR chat?
I'm glad the boobs got bigger.
Well, there's that.
That's a genuine thing. That's a genuine thing. They used to be so unoptimized. People would put dynamic bones like 50 in one.
Yeah, like crazy.
I know it's really specific, but so it's better optimized now. We have more options. We're on a higher later version of Unity. The player base is a lot bigger, and that's a good and a bad thing. There's the most obvious example is like public worlds. I don't ever feel comfortable going into one, and that stems from the past 100 times has never been a good experience. And it's just now I'm just I gotta scroll through a friends list who half the people I don't know anymore because they keep changing their names.
Yeah, and I noticed that on hand too. It's like you never know who this person is on hand until it's just like, especially when they constantly change everything of themselves. So it's like times, I swear. But
yeah, but like it's I think VR Chat Plus was I think it was a good thing. My brain's. I don't know how to use the menu.
Yeah, it's brand new. It's brand new on hand, so.
But like more avatar slots, more. It's good. Things are good now. I don't have any big issues.
Yeah, there you go. There you go on hand. I will say, especially with the VR Chat Plus and everything, yeah, it pretty much, which I don't think I haven't noticed it lately, but pretty much with it or so, it hasn't created like this whole wave of like, you know how back then or so where it's like, you know, the whole ranking system where it's like everybody was originally just green, like, you know, equals all around. And then when the ranking system came out, it turned into like this weird territory of, you know, first public users to versing the veterans or so, with like, you know, different colors being like green, what was it? Gray, green, blue, orange, and then purple. All that. Like, I'm surprised that.
Yeah, they're.
I'm just surprised I
I
haven't
mean,
seen that.
that's still technically there. It's just less obvious.
Yeah.
But like, no matter like, that shit's always gonna happen because no matter what, even if it's VRChat Plus or the trusted thing or blah blah blah. When you look at VRChat, it's not really a game. It's it's a social interaction. It's a social sandbox.
Yeah, it pretty much is.
There's realistically, unless you're going to a world to play a game or to do a specific thing, there's not a lot to do. So segregation becomes an activity, a tribal mindset. It's just it's a natural human thing, and the internet is a cesspool of.
Yep. Pretty much it's dark corners and everything. And it's still funny because VRChat is still one of those places where it's still a very small community. It's just the problem is people think they treat themselves, it's treated bigger than what it is, but it's just a really small community in general of like how many people are usually on. Back then it was. Nowadays it's still constantly growing here and there, but when it comes to like all together, it's still pretty small for its size. So.
Not really. It's actually really, it's really big. Like a game having 10,000 concurrent players it's not small. And VRChat it's a lot more than that.
Yep.
And also it's VR. So, like just on scales for where it's at, it's not small.
No, I got you. I feel you. I definitely feel you on hand, especially as time goes by, it's going to constantly get bigger and bigger, especially with these brand new users or just like brand new things that are coming into, like anything VR related. So
yeah, it's kind of cemented itself as the VR experience, or that's not the right wording, but basically, I don't believe there's ever going to be a successful VRChat clone because this one came first.
Yeah. And
the only way for like this one over here to succeed is if this over here stops, because this is where all the player base is at. You can't like this if it's a social thing. It's a social game. There's no one over here.
Yeah,
they're over here.
No, I feel you. Especially when all your friends are here, and it's gonna be hard to move over here when it's like this is the base foundation of everybody here. So it's just kind of like, might as well stick with what you can, be it here. That's usually the main key. So, but let me ask you this: is there anything you're looking forward towards in the future of what you have planned? Be it like it could be just something VRChat related, it could be something you have planned, streaming wise or so. If it's anything classified or so, you don't have to say it. But pretty much anything you're looking forward towards.
Well, this year I'm really hopeful. Neon Divide Season 3 is starting, and I have been working for months on that. I've learned high-end, like, Pixar levels animation. I've learned how to do motion capture in Blender, and just a lot of stuff. And then, so there's that end I'm excited about, which is more for me thing. This other part I'm trying to figure out right now, the best way to do it is, how do I want to do charities this year? Because I went from doing it once a month, like a big event once a month. Then I went to like, I would have the goal always up for that month and do a big thing at the end, or I just have one always up. And it's like, I've tried all these different methods, and I'm trying to find one that works best for me, the one that raises the most money. Like, what's the best thing to do? And I'm trying to mentally figure that out right now. That's on my whiteboard.
No, I feel you. I will say on hand, no matter how long it takes or so, or when you're able to get to it, I hope for the most part you have the best of luck on hand with everything in general of what you have planned. Especially if you're looking forward towards it and just be able to see it through. Yeah. Let you know that.
Friendship.
Yeah, friendship. Friendship on hand. Yeah. Yeah. Green. So, well, I'm going to throw you a curveball question your way here. Now, usually everybody's got a different answer to this, no matter what it is or so, because everybody's got like a different kind of flavor for it. But let's talk about anime. Let's talk anime here. So, there's a 3-part question to this on hand. First question I was going to ask you is, when I say the word anime, what's the first anime series or movie that comes to your mind?
Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 ba-dum, bum. It's the wrong menu.
Yep.
Oh, there's that.
And
See if
yes,
you know this one.
yeah, it's Bleach. That is Bleach. Bleach on hand. I hear that's coming back.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I am a long time fan. I'm so happy it's coming back.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, it'll be nice to see exactly where it picks up on hand. It might just end up being like the years gap on hand from where it originally was left off to here and now. Just maybe like a kind of showing off the future of what it could be like Bleach wise or so. Yeah, we'll see.
Don't worry, I'm confident. I'm confident the Grim Reapers are still gonna be wearing slippers in the sky.
They definitely will be. Honestly, the moment they change their feet wear is the moment they change their feet wear. That's immediately. It's just that's where the outrage begins.
The moment they hide their toes, it's the moment I go no nose goes.
Yeah, no goes. No goes on hand.
No nose goes.
So, but my second question on hand for you. Oh, hold on a second. Oh, there you go. My second question for you on hand is: if you had a top 3 or top 5 anime series or movies to it, what would that be?
Series or movies, or series and movies?
Series and movies, my bad. I just put either or, because that way it won't feel like it's kind of like backed in a quarter for anybody, so.
Bleach is my favorite. I'll just one next, it's an easy one.
Mm-hmm.
I also, it's called, I forget the Japanese name, but it's called The World God Only Knows. It's this harem one where the main guy plays video games like a fucking Chad, and it's honestly a good show, and it's hard for me to make jokes about it. But there's a scene where he has like, you see his gaming setup, and he has like this swivel chair, and it's just like dozens of things, and he's just like spinning it like. He's a fucking nerd, and I love him.
Hey.
After that, oh god, I'm forgetting so many names. It is... What's that? No, it's something with magic.
Something with magic. Magic... Oh, what? It's not Magic Doki, is it? Or... I hope I didn't say it. Mispronounce that wrong.
I like Naruto.
There you go. That's fine.
There you go. Just gonna fill anything. I don't want to waste 20 minutes trying to remember a name. I can't probably
you're all good. You're all good. Hey, if it comes back to you, it comes back to you. That's the thing. It's fine.
Oh no, but Fairy Tail.
Fairy Tail. That's what it is. Fairy Tail. There you go. Fairy Tail.
Muscle Wizard. Fire. Eat dragon fart. Man.
There you go. Hell of a combination. It's all good. It's all good on hand.
What calibrate?
One of those days I'm gonna figure out how the calibration system works if I ever get full body one day. So it'll be one of those things in time.
Why you go like this?
Yeah, magically be able to T-pose just certain diamonds before the walking, be able to walk around comes around here. So, but my third question for you is, what is the anime that hits you close to home, or movie? Anime or movie that hits you close to home, like when you watch it or so, you relate to it on a personal level. Like it feels like it tells you how you feel.
Can I phone a friend?
Phone a friend? I was gonna say, Neither would like to phone a friend, guys. Is there anything you would like to let Neither know on hand of an anime that will hit him close to home? Oh, we got one here. Yes, Chaotic? Oh, he just called to say he doesn't know either, so, damn.
Oh yeah, I love that show. He doesn't know either. Great. It's about a dad and his grill.
I hear Frankie Muniz is part of it.
He doesn't know either. Oh, he was gonna be, but it's
Okay. Here's one from Magic.
This isn't anime.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
It's from Magic Kitty. They were asking about a movie called A Silent Voice. You ever seen a movie called Silent Voice?
No.
No? Well,
This isn't anime, but there is. Sorry, this doesn't count. But
No,
this
it's
what
fine.
comes to me, like whatever it hits me emotionally.
That's fine.
It's do you know the video game, Middle Earth: Shadow of War?
I've heard of it. I've heard of it, seen gameplay of it.
Well, the main character, Talion, basically his story and like the post-credits scene. I don't want to spoil it, but like seeing him go through all that and the sacrifices he made, like that's the one like cinema or piece of like media I can't sit through because I'll start crying and I don't have a good reason for why. It hits me.
No, I feel you. I feel you on hand. So who knows? Maybe one day I might actually go back and play. I might go back and see if I could play that game if it's still stable software wise or so, depending on how old it is. So, but
oh, it's great now. I still play it.
Okay. All right, I'll make sure to put that on my list of things I need to play in the future when I get a chance here. But
all my orcs are named Douche.
Good God. Oh, that's interesting. So we're getting attacked by an army of douches. Wait, what? Oh boy.
One of them has a shield and a spear.
Oh damn. That's the deadliest douche in the army. So, this is getting me down to my last question, and I'm going to move this camera over to you on hand for this. It'll be something for you to share on hand here. But my question for you is this. What are your goals and dreams? And at best, what is the best advice you could ever give to anybody? I'm going to let you have center stage for this.
I don't have any big lofty goals or dreams. I'm just existing. I hope that's enough to make an impact. The best advice I can give is if you're having trouble with something in life, if there's something that's just nailing you down and really just making things shit, and you don't know what to do, or you might lose yourself at some point along the way, sometimes the best thing to do is to lose yourself in something else, because you have to come back eventually, and all you'll be able to find is yourself. And worst comes to worst, you can bring back cool stuff from where you went.
Alright, I got you. That's good solid advice on hand here. And there's something I do want to share with you, and this is just basically something... Let me see here, make sure that's correct. We'll just do that. Just make sure that's correct on hand. Yep, there we go. So there's something personal I just want to share with you on hand, because this was a conversation between me and my friends at one point, and that conversation was about who was the... You know, if there was the... If VRChat ever had a Mount Rushmore, who would be the faces on it on hand? I just want to share this with you. But basically, at one point, I pretty much mentioned that, you know, it would be like Nags, just because they're being the pioneer of it from YouTube, VRChat for it. Even though they're a controversial figure being Pokelaws, they at least help being the pioneer of it on Twitch for it or so. When it comes to basically, you know, grinding against the will on hand, just being able to, like, rise to the occasion for all models and just memes in general. there's Lullathon, and when it comes to showing that there is a heart within VR chat to be able to do a lot of good, be it song, dance, and just be able to do it in their own unique way, just to prove that there is some good in this world for helping out, that would be you. I just want to let you know that. In my personal opinion, and I'm just letting you know that heart to heart. So. And I'm not trying to put any pressure on you for anything. I'm not trying to put any pressure on you or anything, but I'm just want to let you know that when it comes down to it or so, you definitely have a heart to show that, you know, for what you can do, there is some good in this world to be able to do it, especially for charities, and just show no matter what it is, especially be able to inspire and just be able to help out, inspiring other people to do charities through VR chat and just anything in general. So I just want to let you know that.
Oh, that hits the core. Damn.
I'm just letting you know that on hand. I know all this has been thrust upon you at the start of it or so, but I will let you know you were able to do your best to take it with stride and be able to use that just to be able to benefit and help other people out. And I want to let you know has not been forgotten. Like, that kindness will ever be forgotten. So, let you know that.
Oh, I hope I was able to answer questions well enough.
You have. I do have one more thing, and then we'll call it here. And that's being, does anybody in chat have any questions for Neither? Any questions you would like to ask them at all on hand? Anything that you would want to ask them they never got a chance to? So. Oh, well.
The 3 magic numbers on the back of my credit card are 5, 9, apple, QB, berry, fig, 6.
Damn, that's an advanced credit card. That's very advanced. Very futuristic. I didn't know Capital was on it. So, but I do have one from Nate. That's being him asking a regular question being, what game would you give the title of the best game in the world to, and why?
Best game in I just fuck, I'm a competition there. I would say. Fuck.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite one I always go back to is the Middle Earth one.
Middle Earth? Gotcha.
I might be saying that because that's in my head right now, and like I said, fucking emotional scene.
Yeah.
So it's kind of sticking in.
I mean, usually the best game in the world is usually the thing that hits you in the core of anything. Like, it sticks out to you for the most part, and just kind of like you relate to it, be it no matter what it is, gameplay-wise, story-wise, it just stands out to you personally. So, but yeah. Yeah.
And I think a close second to that, or like one that's Metal Gear Rising.
Metal Gear Rising.
It's a gem.
Mm-hmm.
And I think as the years go by, it's gonna be a cult classic.
It definitely will be. It's gonna be one of those cult classics that people wish had a sequel to it, you know? But it's already perfect in its own right. So, but let me ask you this here. So, well, let me ask you this. I got a few things here on hand here, and that being, well, first thing first, from Axel the Fire Lord asking, pizza rolls or bread? Bread. Yeah, pizza rolls or bread.
Fucking what like plain bread? I'm gonna go pizza rolls if you don't put nothing on that bread.
Yeah, it's just nothing but bread. I don't see anything extra to it, just bread. I will say Magic Kitty wants to ask you, what media have you been enjoying recently on hand? That being shows, games, channels, whatever, or pretty much when you have free time.
What media have I been enjoying?
Yep.
What's it called? Oh my god, names. I've delved into a little bit. To paint a picture, my average day these past 14 months is I have an art tablet in front of me and working in Blender. God, you have no idea how annoying back muscles are. Age of Empires 4 and just RTS stuff. And like seeing, I'm not good at it, and because I don't have it, but seeing pro casting of that, pro gameplay, and just seeing other people play, and just it's a fun experience to watch, and
Yeah, no, I feel you. I feel you. I definitely feel you on hand for that. So, one from Mixstar here asking, waffles or pancakes? I think this is going to be like almost the debate thing on hand, either or. So, but, yeah.
oh no, that's a reference to something, and you don't know what it is.
Oh boy. I didn't realize I was hitting close to an inside joke.
Pancakes. I'm gonna stay from my body, but.
And then, all right, pancakes. Pancakes it is. All right, from Chaotic Fireplace. God, what is with the food references here? Is a hot dog a sandwich or a sub? I'm just looking at it, it's like, what the...
It makes you a sub.
Fair point. I'm just gonna say fair point with that. Okay. Fair point. And one from Star Daughter of Rain asking, I have basically, how's it call me? How's it call me Star? What do you think of My Hero Academia quote? What quirk? I'll be honest with you, I don't know much about Hero Academia too much, like quirks or anything like that.
What does it say? What do I think of My Hero Academia quirks?
Yeah, it says. Yeah, it's kind of like a little bit here and there or so, but yeah, it's kind of like yeah. I'm gonna take that as as it is. Basically, what do you think of My Hero Academia quirks, or if you had a quirk or something? That's what I'm assuming. What would it be? Oh, what would be your quirk? Yeah, there we go. That's what it was.
This is gonna sound cringe.
Mm-hmm.
I guess a soundboard.
Mm-hmm.
Like, be able to make any noise I want.
Mm-hmm. I figure.
Like, if it's like a fighting quirk, I'm just gonna pick teleport because that's cool. But if it's just one I could have, I'd love to make any noise I want, like have any voice.
Mm-hmm.
And make any sound. Add something so cool. I do a lot with that.
So, but no, I got you. I mean, hey, put it this way, you could be like Nightcrawler, just kind of like if you had teleportation, you could just go anywhere you want to. Who needs a car or a bike? You could just teleport to work, or just basically teleport to like a store, grab what you need, and then teleport back. Who would notice?
God, I would be lying if I did not say I thought about this scenario more than once. Of me on purpose teleporting and forgetting my pants in a location just to startle people.
Oops, sorry, my bad.
Like, I teleport, I just leave my pants behind, I just make people wonder, and I have like other people's wallets in there because I teleport. Just be a menace, just be a nuisance, that'd be great.
Be a nuisance on it, good lord. Oh boy. So it's just the picture of it on hand. It's just like, imagine some poor woman or guy just basically enjoying their day. They're probably just at a grocery store getting something. They turn to the left and it's like a puff of smoke. It's like they see you. It's like, oh, my bad, and just puff of smoke's out. It's like, what? Just like trying to process it on, just like somebody like confused.
Here's the best one. You're at the grocery store. You're in like the fruit section. Mm-hmm. You take a banana. You have to make sure it's like kind of crowded. You got a banana. You open it. You say, "Oh, it's a brown part of this banana," and you disappear. Oh, you have nothing but your pants behind.
Oh. Good God. I love it. That's a hell of a scenario there. That's for sure. God. From Nocti Emperor 1. Oh boy. An old classic here, but okay. How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck Norse? Good God. Oh God. That's an oldie.
He's under house arrest.
Fair point. He's under house arrest. Well, there you go. I guess that's where they are. That's where they are here. But I do have two questions on my own end that I want to ask you, and then we'll call it here. So, question one I was going to ask you is your name, almost called you Ether. Neither. Your name, Neither. Where did it come from, if I can ask?
when the Xbox 360 came out,
Mhm.
the auto-generated just did this.
Ah, I see. So you just kind of...
it was the name it gave auto-generated was neither high, like capital N, neither, then capital H-I, and I just ditched the high because I'm not gonna say hi to me.
No, that's fair.
And
That's perfectly fair on hand.
yeah,
That's perfectly fair. So, and my last question I was going to ask you is, what got you interested in being able to do, like, song and dance and everything on hand? Because I always think it's, like, very Broadway-like or so, but I'm not sure if you're into Broadway on hand. Are you?
no, well, I like Broadway now because I've looked more into it, but what got me, what kind of shifted me towards doing this, is I sort of learned, like, I'm able to, and, like, how far could I go with that? Because before, what I would do is I had, I don't want to call them meme avatars, because they weren't up to that level, it was just me. Like, I want to pull out some roses, and I had, like, a particle thing, it was, like, it was Nightmare Before Christmas and Halloween stuff, I'd be like, dee-dee.
No, I feel you.
And, at some point, I eventually went from, like, let's say, imagine, like, my computer's right here, and there's my cord, I went from doing this to, like, turning and then doing it, and it just kind of seamlessly fell into my movement.
Yeah, and if you think about it, too, it actually fooled people in thinking it's like you had a giant room and everything on hand just to be able to do all this, when it was just kind of like good tracking motion, well, good being able to track your movements on hand to make it almost like flawless tracking, you know?
Honestly, the biggest mistake people make with, like, they're wanting to move realistically, or because it's not, as people get too caught, like, in the circle method, or, like, they focus so much on that and make sure, really, it's two things, and, like, this is the best tips I can give if you're wanting to move realistically. Because anybody can get from point A to point B from turning the camera away. That's it. But to make it look good, there are two things. First, stop thinking about the circle. If you could, like, go on the first person for a second, or wireless crash.
Uh-oh.
I'm back.
Okay, you're back. Okay, there you go.
But, like, if you could go on the first person, so I can give, like, a visual for this.
Oh, sure. I got you. Here, I got you on hand. Actually, I could do this.
I got the pee.
Oh.
Okay.
Come on, you. Yes, sir. There you go. I can do this on hand for you. There you go.
Alright, so that's one corner, that's the other corner, and here's my safety lines.
Okay.
Now, if I want to move over to that wall,
Mm-hmm.
the best thing for me to do is not start walking at it and turning. The best thing for me to do is to put my safety lines where that's in range. So, basically, let's say there's a person right here, I'll maintain eye contact, and I'll turn, and I'm focusing on my heel. That's where I'm putting my weight.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the smoothest turning you can get with your human body. And then boom, my lines are over here. Now I can walk over here.
No, I got you.
And just it's not circles. I think it's the best thing I can give.
I feel you.
It's all about managing your safety lines.
No, I feel you. I feel you on hand. Do on hand. Oh, no, you're all good. No, you're all good on hand. But yeah, that's interesting to be able to take in and everything for all it is. So, just to be able to kind of like, because that's going to be tips on hand for like anybody in the future here who just don't want to do like flawed movements and everything. So yeah, that's definitely going to be worked into here and there. But with that in mind here, let me see here. Yep, just in time too. With that in mind on hand for you, that will be episode 73 of Shoot the Breeze.